Hey YouTube, so I saw this video on my FYP on TikTok and I wanted to talk about it. Here's the video.
Okay, our real discussion. I got a boyfriend or whatever, and he wanted to move in with me, y'all. We been dating for like a little minute. If y'all don't know, I'm 19. I just got my own apartment. So he asked to move in with me, and I told him no. Because for one, I went through the 19 period when I was actually 18. And when I tried to live with a nigga on 67 and Paxton, the nigga was beating my ass every day. So I learned my lesson. Then number two, I understand the kind of person that I am. I wake up with different emotions and different feelings every day. Some days I wake up and ain't nobody did nothing to me, but I don't want to be bothered. I need my space. I take my space very, very, very seriously. When my social battery starts to drain, I can become a totally meaner and different person. And I'm not gonna be mean and walking around on eggshells and uncomfortable up in my own house. So you have to go. Then if you let that nigga live with you, it's nothing gonna happen but pregnancy. And I'm not finna no. Like it's too many layers to this. Like I'm 19. I'm not finna take care of me and a nigga. As a young adult and as a young woman, I had to learn how to take care of myself first. And even if he was on some, yeah, I'll help you pay the bills and stuff like that. The whole thing is, baby, I don't even need no help. Like, and that's why I say, as a woman, it's important for you to learn how to be alone. Because what's gonna happen is the nigga gonna start helping you pay bills, and it's gonna take a weight off your shoulders, and then you're gonna start to feel like you need him. And the thing is, baby, I've been doing this since before you came along in the picture. I don't need you. And that's just too much.
All right, so y'all see her TikTok name right there. And I agree with everything that she said. And I want to take it a step further. Well, first of all, y'all heard her. She said that, she's only 19 years old. Her and this dude have only been dating for a little while. I don't know if he's the same age as her or older than her, but from what she's saying, it sounds like he wasn't even offering to help her with the finances. She said that even if he was offering to pay the bills, or I'm not about to take care of no man, I need to be able to take care of myself. So from what she's saying, it sounds like this nigga don't even have any money or maybe not even a job to help contribute to the apartment that he's trying to move into. He thought he was going to be able to move in just because that was his girlfriend. But like she said, she tried to live with a nigga before and he was beating her. She said that she has mood swings and she doesn't always want to be bothered. She said she needs to learn how to take care of herself. She needs her own space. And I agree 1000%. I just hope that she stands on what she says and she doesn't allow this dude to manipulate her or guilt trip her into moving in. I won't be surprised if his dusty ass mama put him up to asking her to move in, because these women are raising these dusty ass, degenerate ass sons who can't do shit for themselves. And when the mamas get tired of them, they try to push these bums off on the rest of society. So I won't be surprised if his mom even encouraged him to ask her to move in with her. But nevertheless, this is what I want to talk about. I feel like at age 19, that is too young to be in a committed relationship. Yes, at age 19, you are a legal adult, but you're not fully grown. Now, I understand as Black women, a lot of us have to grow up a little bit faster. A lot of us had jobs when we were still in high school. 14, 15 years old, working while we were in high school. A lot of us got our apartments early. I got my first apartment when I was 17. A lot of us really are out here being independent. We have jobs. We pay our own bills. We had our own cars. A lot of us even went to college by ourselves. Like, a lot of us Black girls and Black women, we had to grow up faster. We had to be more independent because of our circumstances. And a lot of times, even though we're so young doing all of these things, we feel like we're fully grown. Like, we do feel like we're fully grown. We feel like we're fully mature. We feel like we know everything because of how independent we were, when that's just not really always the case. Yes, you might be a little bit more advanced or a little bit more mature and wise than your peers, but you're still not a fully grown adult as a 19-year-old Black girl. Your brain is not fully developed and you haven't experienced all that you could experience in life yet. Like, you have so much more to live for. You have so much more to explore. You have so much more to learn about yourself and learn about other people. So that's why I feel like you should not be in no committed relationship playing house with a nigga when you're only 19 years old. You have these red pill misogynistic dudes on these podcasts trying to convince young girls who are younger than 25 years old, to hurry up and get married or to saddle up with a man. They're trying to encourage these girls to lay up with a man, marry a man, or get pregnant by a man as young as possible, as young as 18, 19, 20, and 21 years old. And the reason why they're pushing this agenda, the reason why they are pushing older men dating these young women, is because they feel like young women are more impressionable. They're easier to control, they're easier to groom and manipulate. So they feel like the younger you are, the more influence they can have over you into molding you into the type of woman that they want you to be. The type of woman that will tolerate abuse, tolerate cheating, tolerate the bare minimum or less than the bare minimum from a man. They're trying to get access to these girls when they're as young as possible, so that it's easier for them to control them. That's why I feel like when your age is 18, 19, any age under the age of 25, I feel like you should not be in no committed relationship with no man, especially to the point where y'all are discussing marriage or moving in together or having kids. Absolutely the fuck not. You are not going to be the same person at 25 that you are when you're 19 years old. You're not going to be the same person at 30 that you are when you're 20. Absolutely not. As you mature, as you age, you experience more, you learn more, you accomplish more, and you change. Your preferences change. The lifestyle that you want for yourself changes. The opportunities that you want change. And that same boy that you were messing with when you were 19 years old, he will not live up to the woman that you will become when you are 30 years old. I saw this thread of these red pill dudes who failed in their marriages, complaining about how their wives flipped the script when they turned 30 years old. They said at 30 years old, that's when the wife starts saying, I want more out of life. I thought that, there would be more to this, because like I said, they're marrying these women as young as 20, 21, 23 years old. And they think that the woman should just be fulfilled with being a wife and mother, staying in a house, raising these kids while the man gets to go live his life, or the woman's life just revolving around work and kids. She has no life outside of work, kids, and this man. And it's cool when she's in her 20s, but then when she's in her 30s, and like I said, she experiences more, she learns more, she changes because she's just a fucking human being. She goes to her husband and says, I want more out of life. I want this and that. The husband gets fucking mad because he wants her to stay the same woman that she was when she was 23. Only wanted to be locked up in the house, raising these kids. The only time she get to leave the house is if she's grocery shopping or going to work to help him pay the bills. But that's all these men want for you. They want complete and total control over you. They don't want you to have a life of your own. They don't even want you to have a mind of your own, which is why a lot of them are against women being educated. They don't want you to be able to think for yourself. They want you to revolve your entire life around them, which is exactly why I feel like you should not be messing with these men on a serious manner until you are over the age of 25, when your brain has fully developed, when you've had time to get your education, become thoroughly educated, and you've had your time to travel and meet more people, see new cultures, really learn who you are and what you want out of life before you commit your life to some dusty ass bum who will fuck you over in the end. I don't even understand why this dude thought that he could just move in her shit without him not having no job, without him not having no money to provide for her. And even if he did have that, why can't he go get his own shit? This is a common thing in the Black community where the women are the ones leading. They're getting their homes first. They're getting jobs first. They're getting educated first. And these dudes, these bum ass dudes, think that they could just come in and reap the benefits and be lazy and live off this woman. A real man is not even going to ask for a woman's resources. He's not going to ask to move in with her. He's not going to ask for her money. He's not going to ask for her car. He's going to have his own shit, and he's going to want her to ask him for it, because that's what a provider and a leader does. But with these bums in our community, they expect the women to take care of them. They have no shame in begging for resources that they should have been able to get on their own. If he's 19 and she's 19 and she has her own place, she has her own job, why can't he do the same? Because he's a bum. And when you let these bums live with you, when you let them into your space, when you let them manipulate you and influence you, they will drag you down. A lot of these single mothers who the community has shunned, the script has been flipped. There was a time when we used to revere single mothers, where we used to respect single mothers because they were the women, they were the parents that stayed. They were the parents that handled their responsibility. They may have made this baby by mistake, but they didn't walk out on the baby like the father did. They stayed with the baby and raised that baby, and we used to revere these women. But now these red pill men have flipped the script, and they have put the blame on the parents that stayed. Unbeknownst to us that a lot of these single mothers were taken advantage of when they were young, when they were 18, 19, 20, and 21. These women's brains are not even fully developed yet. And you had these grown men come into their lives and manipulated them, had sex with them, got them pregnant at 18, 19, 20, and 21 years old. Before they even had the discernment, before they even fully understood the consequences of their actions. They were laying up with these men, playing house at 18 and 19 years old, and they ended up getting pregnant, thought that they were in love, thought that they were going to have a real family at 18 and 19 years old, only for the men to start beating them, cheating on them, walking out on them, and now you're a single mother. That's how a lot of it happens. It happens when an older man takes advantage of a younger woman, which is why, again, I am against women under the age of 18 and 19 women under the age of 25 being in serious relationships. I'm not saying you can't have your little boyfriend. I'm not saying you can't date, but I'm saying you should not be revolving your life around this dude. The world is so much bigger than him. Y'all don't even realize the opportunities that y'all have at these ages. Y'all don't even realize how much more there is to life outside of these dudes that you have revolved your life around, because that's what you were conditioned to do. They know that these young women are hopeless romantics. They know that these young women are escaping abusive households with their parents. A lot of these women are having kids to heal themselves, to kind of redo their childhood, to fill in that gap that they did not, to fill in that gap of love that they did not have from their parents. So they know a lot of these young girls are looking for love, and they're taking advantage of that. I feel like you should focus on healing yourself. And you can heal yourself by, getting some professional help. You can go to college, get your education, educate yourself. You know what I'm saying? Travel. Please travel. Go to different states, go to different cities, go out of the country if you can. Experience different cultures, experience the way other people live, experience another way of doing things. Get outside of the bubble that you've been confined in. Once you turn 18 and 19, you can get the fuck away from your parents, and you can learn how other people live and how other people are treated, so that all this shit that has been programmed into you and brainwashed into you, you can get rid of that shit, and you can realize there's more to life than these bum ass niggas and being a baby mama and being poor, living paycheck to paycheck. There's so much more to life than that. You can get your education, get a career, start a business, travel, meet more people, meet different people. I'm not saying you got to sleep with everybody, but meet different people. Be friends with different people. Figure out who you really are at your core, so that you don't commit to some bum by either being pregnant by him or marrying him or letting him move into your shit to where he will end up being there longer than you expected. Your 20s are about you. I know women are programmed to sacrifice for others and do for others and serve others, but that's just something that the patriarchy created to benefit men. But you do have the option to put you first, literally. You do not have to have kids at a young age. You do not have to get married at a young age. You damn sure don't have to let no bum ass dude move in with you, whether he's paying bills or not. You think this nigga is the best thing since sliced bread. Whole time there are men who are 10 times better than him. And he don't want you to know that. That's why he don't want you to get an education. He don't want you to make a certain amount of money. He don't want you to, travel, because he don't want you to see that there's a lot more people that are better than him. That's why he's trying to confine you. That's why he's trying to get to you when you're as young as possible. So again, like I said, it's okay to date. It's okay to have a little boyfriend. But all this moving in together and talking about getting married to some nigga when you're 19 years old and getting pregnant by him, living with him, it's a hell no. It's a hell no. Live your life. Get to know yourself. Figure out what you really truly want in life. It's not impossible to get the life you really want. There's so much more to life than what you've been taught. That's why you got to get the fuck out your city, get out your state, travel, meet new people in college. Stop falling for the okie doke. So shout out to this girl. I hope she stick by what she said, because a lot of them, they get on here and they pop their shit, but deep down, some of them are male centered and they will really let a nigga talk them into doing some dumb shit. But I hope this girl ain't like that. I hope she really did learn her lesson from the first dude who was beating her ass. That's another thing. These dudes will move into your shit and abuse you. They will abuse you even though you putting a roof over their head. That shit is crazy to me. But never the case. Young girls, if you ages 25 and younger, do not be trying to play house with no man. That is your time to get your money. That's your time to travel. That's your time to meet new people. That's your time to really get to know yourself and figure out what you want in life before you make a committed decision that you cannot give back. That's all I'm saying.